Hey guys, what's up? Chris here with Rooted today. I'm really excited to talk with you about something that I feel like a lot of people miss whenever they're going into an audition, or they don't realize whenever they start playing with other people. And it's something that I definitely learned in the time that I spent playing with other people, and even the time that I do spend with playing with other people now. It's not something that I went into those experiences knowing or even having an idea about. It's something I just kind of learned as I went through some things and saw some other people fail. And I don't want you to go through that if you're not familiar or if you're not sure about this one issue that I want to talk with you about today. So as you enter any audition, as you start playing with people, the tendency to think, and what I definitely thought when I was growing up, is like, okay, what I have to bring to the table, the best thing I can offer is my ability. So I just want to show everybody how good of a player I am. I want to play, maybe not as much as I can, but just do things that are going to like wow people. You know what I mean? Maybe you've thought the same thing. Maybe you've been in the same boat. I thought that, and I was thinking, okay, the best thing that I can do for the band and for the people and for the person who booked me for this, opportunity or gave me the audition is just to show them how great of a player I am. And that's really not the case. Really, when I got started playing, I was with a lot of people. So sometimes there's 7-8 people in a band. Sometimes there's 3. It doesn't really change the dynamic too much as far as what you're going for, but you're always with people, right? Whenever you're doing an audition, whenever you're playing with a band, you're always with people. And if you really think about the percentage of time that you're with people compared to the time that you're playing, it's vastly different, right? I mean, easily 95% of what you do in an audition or at an event is hang out with people, right? You're just hanging out backstage. There's tons of waiting. That's one of my least favorite things, honestly, about playing any event is the waiting. And it happens all the time. You're just like scrolling on your phone, checking Instagram 5 million times in a 6-minute period, and like 6 minutes have gone by, and whatever. You're just thinking, can this thing like move any slower? That was one of my least favorite parts, sidebar. Anyway, there's a lot of hanging out, and there's a lot of time to just talk and chat and, hang, basically. There's 5% of playing, right? Whenever you're playing an event, whenever you're doing an audition, there's very little playing that actually happens in regards to the overall time spent at the event or wherever you are. And that's something that I didn't realize it at the time, but carries a lot of weight. I've been in several scenarios where I was playing at churches where I saw people come in and they were auditioning, and all they did, and they played well, but all they did outside of the playing was just kind of sit there on the chair, kind of on their phone, doing their own thing, didn't really engage with anybody, didn't make conversation, or really try to make conversation, was kind of cold, kind of distant, and they never got asked back to play those events. And it's not because they weren't good people, probably. It's just because when you're in a live event, when you're playing with other people, and when you're about to take an audition, engaging with people and being somebody that people want to be around is one of the most important factors that you could ever realize going into that situation. And it's something, again, that people just don't think about. You always think about your playing, you think about your ability. But the truth is that there are a lot of average musicians who make a living playing because they're an amazing hang, because everybody loves being around them, and they're just easy to work with. If you're easy to work with, if you're flexible, if you're enjoyable to be around, if you can have good conversation with people and just be easygoing, a lot of times you'll get a second opportunity and a third, and so on and so forth, because you're easy and you're flexible to work with. Now, you can't just screw up the whole time in the audition or play terribly at any of your live events. I mean, you have to play well and you have to be prepared. That kind of goes without saying. But when you're with people and you're hanging out, you have to be aware of that, and you have to kind of bring your A game as far as that goes. You don't want to be somebody you're not, but you really have to come prepared and come ready to engage. Even if you're, like for me, I'm definitely an introvert. I don't love crowds. I hate malls. I hate going shopping. Any shopping I typically do is online, or if we go, it's like once a year, and I know the same places I always go shopping at, so my wife and I will just be really quick in and out of stores. I just can't stand all the crowds and all the public stuff. And so for me, sometimes it's like, it feels like work, like engaging with people and getting like communicating and just not settling into my little hole, because that's sometimes what I want to do. A lot of times if you play on a Sunday morning, it's early, or if you're traveling with people, there are a lot of late nights. But the best thing that you can do is just come ready to serve, honestly. And by serving other people, you are letting them into who you are, and you're showing them who you are, and you're communicating, you're building relationships. The end result then of you being relationally driven whenever you enter an event is the fact that if you've had good conversation with people, and if you put off good vibes whenever you're with them and they like being around you, chances are they're going to think about you for other opportunities too. If they're like, yeah, they were solid musically, but man, I really loved hanging out with them, you really need to get this person to play with you. You'll absolutely, I can't tell you how many times I've heard those phrases or that sentence be the reason why people have gotten opportunities, and it's awesome. So as you get into your next audition, if you have an opportunity coming up, just keep that on the forefront of your mind and keep that ready on your mind, so that when you walk in there, you're ready to engage and you're ready to sink in and really delve in more than just the music. You want to be prepared musically, but you want to be ready to engage, ready to serve, and ready just to be present and enjoy being around people, because the truth of it is it's a true blessing to get to do what we do as musicians. It's a blessing to get to play wherever you're playing with whoever you're playing with, even if you think it's a small event or whether it's a large event. No matter what it is, it's a gift to play music that we enjoy and that we love. And one of the ways that we show that we have gratitude for that is by how we interact with other people. So I hope this helps you a little bit as you get into an event or an audition. I know for me, again, it was something I didn't know growing up, and it's something I kind of saw other people stumble with, and I just kind of came to the realization on my mind. But if you know that going forward, it can really save you a lot of trouble and a lot of no's as you get into this stuff. So I hope you enjoyed today. Feel free to leave any comments if you have a situation that you've seen this play out, or even if you have an event coming up that you're about to perform for or audition for or whatever. I'd love to hear about it. Any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. But thanks so much for watching today. Hope you guys have a great week.